Grace. Hey, Queenie.
How are you guys? This is fun. Another guest live for the Doc and Queenie events. And we have
Yes,
Rockstar with us today too. I love that, Doc.
yes. Grace, hey, for the people
Hey,
that don't know you, how about if you give us a little mini intro, who you are, where you're from, whatever you want to share with us.
okay. Well, thank you so much, girls, for having me. I just absolutely love watching you all the time. So I'm thrilled to be part of this. My name is Grace Strachan, and I am a relationship marketing specialist with Send Out Cards. And I'm originally from Canada. I have been living in the United States for 29 years. Can
Oh
you
my
believe it?
gosh.
And I'm still a Canadian. So I can't vote. There's only three things I can't do, guys, and that's can't vote, can't work for the government, and can't be a president of the United States. So
Hey,
I'm not too worried about any of the above. Anyway,
yeah, if it's only three, that's not so bad, right?
exactly. So I'm a transplanted Canadian. I've been with Send Out Cards for 9 years.
Oh my gosh, that seems like amazing amount of
I
time.
know.
Awesome,
And
awesome.
it's funny, people will say to me, you still with that card company? And I laugh because it's much, much more than a card company. And that's okay. But the fact that they know that I'm still with that card company is what is really important.
Yes.
Isn't that a funny thing about perception with people? Because people actually ask me if I haven't seen them a long time from Chambers of Commerce or something. Are you still doing that water stuff? That's always the funniest thing to me. Am I still doing that water stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and people, they've got perceptions, right, Doc?
Yes, yes. And this is not well, it's not a perception, but I know you are passionate about what you do, Grace. What is one thing that really rocks your boat about Send Out Cards?
Oh,
Well, right now we are actually in a massive transformation. So I'm kind of excited that I'm on the ground floor of it. You know, you watch things evolve and you know that everything is going to get even better. And then when it does, you're just like, whoa, I'm here for it right when I need to be. We're developing a new aspect. And I've always believed in not just being a card company, but really being the person that connects people and teach people how to build their relationships and how to be top of mind with people. And we are now developing a better way, and that's what it's being called. And the better way of communicating, a better way of developing relationships. What that entails, don't know.
Don't know.
Wait, and
That's
we'll
really
find
cool.
out in January. But I happen to be on the VIP launch party when we launched the new product in January. So I'm very excited about what's happening. And I think what excites me is that is my passion,
That's
is
awesome.
developing relationships. And it's not going to be just that little card company anymore.
yeah.
Well, and you're a great example of connecting in relationship. You get what networking is, and you get what you hear it from us every week. It's all about that connect, and
Always.
that's we in every all of those Facebook connects things that you put on there. I'm always laughing because there's always some good humor and some fun stuff, and I always try to answer a little more on the funny side. I loved your little cat numbers the other day. So did you see that one, Queenie, with the
Yes,
cat numbers on the
absolutely. That was fantastic. I was a
Right.
little mix of all of them, so I thought, oh my gosh.
I like the one with the hair sticking up. That was me. That's me every morning. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
But Kathy has taught me that the biggest thing about what captures people on Facebook. Remember, with your hair, with the wig. Well, I mean, I have Sunny and Cher, my babies, my fur babies, because I don't have any children, and so anytime I post anything about my fur babies, it's like the number one. I get like 500 people talking about it. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, it's amazing. They love cats that much.
well,
So I couldn't resist that little cat thing. That was
you
just
got to
hilarious.
admit, Sonny and Cher are celebrities now, so you've put that
Yes.
up too.
Those are your mascots. We have Dave and Larry, and you have Sunny and Cher.
Yeah, you do.
I'm actually thinking about putting them on my, on some background, a
Yes.
little sunny and shade.
Honestly, that
Yeah.
really would be fun. I know that you are super excited about the launching and the transformation, as you say, that is changing with your company.
Mhm.
This is your time to shine. So tell us about your designation. I know you got an award and you will be in January and you got a new level in your company. So tell us about that.
Well, it's actually not, it wasn't really a new level. We had to qualify for it, and
Absolutely.
what you become is a VIP. Now, I have tried to be a VIP. I'm not going to count how many years because I didn't make it any other year. But also, I really believe that the biggest thing when somebody awards or rewards somebody, there's always that little bit of things that you want. What to me has never been important is the glitz. Oh, I get to wear a really pretty dress and go to a nice meal. Yeah, who cares? I can go and get dressed up and go to a nice meal anytime. But when you have something and you're dangling that carrot and it says to me, if you do this, you will help others.
Yeah.
That captures me immediately. And this VIP said that you are going to be able to help the people that are in your downline or the people that are dealing with you to have something before anybody else.
Wow.
That's neat.
That's
And
what made me jump on it. And I qualified. I was very proud of myself. One of the first line of people to qualify.
that's awesome.
But
Well,
it was
and-
my passion because I thought if I can help others,
Yeah.
I need to be there.
And that's, a perception. We're going back to that word, but that's, I've known you for about a year and a half now, and that's,
Mhm.
yeah, you help others and you're always smiling and you're always happy. And we love that about you. We love that about you. And it's your business is so fitting of the person that you are.
Well,
It
and
fits-
something I learned this week, it was the best thing I've ever heard. And I'm going to share it with everybody because I think everybody needs to hear it. And that is, my job is to share what I love.
Wow.
Your job is to make the decision if it's good for you.
that is perfect. That applies to all of us. Really,
right.
my business for sure. Kathy, I know I'm
Exactly.
sorry, Queenie, yours too.
Yeah.
That
But
really,
isn't that fantastic? I
Yeah.
think that should be a new hashtag.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
Probably too long, but
Probably.
we can figure it out.
yeah, we don't want to make the hashtag people crazy. That really,
Yeah, that's true.
that's fantastic. That's profound, actually. That's,
Yes.
and
Well,
that-
and I have to give credit where credit's due. Callie Teagarden was the one that quoted it. And so I have to give her credit. And she was actually our affiliate of the year at our convention.
oh my gosh, no,
And deserved
awesome.
it like you would not believe. And then of course my upline, my mentor, my love of my life, Judy O'Higgins was runner-up affiliate of the year.
Wow.
And she actually has won that twice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
what have
So
your,
we told her next year she better do go right to the top.
what have your award ceremonies looked like since we are not traveling as much now?
Our rewards
Your
ceremony,
ceremonies. Uh-huh.
awards. Well, we had a virtual convention.
Uh-huh.
Now, typically, you have the big convention and they walk across the stage and yada yada, which is so wonderful.
Yeah.
But our virtual convention I enjoyed it more than the convention itself.
Did you really?
Because what I did at the end of the day, we had everything that went on and everything was going on. But at the end of the day, we left the Facebook open.
Wow.
And so everybody got to be together. Maybe not where you physically could, hug somebody, but you could talk to somebody. And so there were virtual hugs.
That's
And
neat.
people were telling stories. And it was, yeah. I mean, it ran, after 8 hours of convention, then it ran over. And nobody wanted to leave.
Yeah.
That's
So
that?
it was wonderful. But I'm with a wonderful company. And, I'm blessed to be around people that think exactly the way I do.
So what, here's a question. It's a loaded question. So
Uh-oh.
what, so what is, So what is the most unique idea with send out cards, a client has done that you've seen? I mean, the obvious, there's Christmas cards, there's Thanksgiving, there's New Year's, blah, blah. What's the
Okay.
most?
Unique. Probably a story that was told to me by one of the top earners in our company. And that was, if you don't stay in contact with people, people forget who you are. And he had an example just over Labor Day. He had water back up in his basement, and he lives up in Jerome, Arizona, which is not close to Phoenix. So, you've got a trip charge, you've got all the, you've got to bring people in. And he's like, oh, shoot, right? It's Labor Day. I've got to bring people and I've got to get it fixed. So he said, but 2 years ago, I had a water problem and I used a plumber in an extraction company. I'll go look him up. Can't find him. Well, of course, he's frantic. Didn't have time to look up a lot of things. So he just got out the telephone book and he phoned two people, $1,000 a piece. He paid them to come and fix what needed to be fixed on Labor Day. So after the guys left and everything was done, he thought about it. He thought, you know what? I'm going to tell this to some business people. Because if I had had the name of those two people that I used 2 years ago here, top of mind, maybe they'd sent me a thank you card for the business I gave them. Wow, what a concept. Anyway, if I'd had their names, they would have made $1,000 a piece. He said, you tell business people that if they don't stay in touch, if one business, just one, you only lost one person a month and it was $1,000. And depending on your business, it could be $200, could be $10,000, but say $1,000, one customer a month, that is $12,000 a year that you have missed in business because you've not stayed in touch.
Yes.
Goodness. When you put it,
and I think
numbers,
that is what I try to get across to people.
Right.
I don't care if you don't send out cards. If that you don't want to, that's fine. You want to handwrite them, but say thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate the people that got you there.
And connection and that. I mean, it's all connect.
It's all connection. Yeah.
that really is.
We don't say thank you.
Right. No, they don't.
No.
No, and I have heard people say things like "no problem" when they do wonderful, and you say thank you instead of "you're welcome." They do "no problem," and I'm like, what does that mean? And, I think it really is. It's a matter of certainly manners, but in your case, you get to take one step further. I've been the recipient of several of your beautiful cards, my friend, and you never, ever, ever get rid of. And in fact, my Doc and Queenie that you did for us when we first launched in August, you sent those beautiful cards to us. Mine is still on the fridge and I see it and it brings such a smile to my heart. It's so cool for you to do like that for us. I love that.
Well, I had one story that I wanted to share with you and it's probably my favorite.
Okay.
I had a boss years ago that was the best boss in the world. He was my mentor. And anyway, I get up every morning and I send a card of gratitude to the first person comes to my mind. And he came to my mind. So I wrote him, and I don't even remember what I put on the card, but I just wanted to say, I had worked for you for 12 years. I never told you how much I appreciated you. I don't know what I said.
Wow.
Anyway, from my heart, I sent it. 2 weeks later, I'm in St. Louis driving down the road and all of a sudden my phone rings and I hear, hey, Gracious. He never called me Grace. He always called me Gracious. Anyway, and I hear this Southern drawl and I'm like, oh, Tom, how are you? He said, I'm good now. He said, I just got back from vacation and we got our mail. And Joe, that's his wife, she she got out the mail and she said, oh, there's a card here from Grace. And he said, I hope it's not bad news. Now, I'm going to tell you that has stuck with me for a couple years because I was so upset that he would think the only reason I would send him a card was bad news.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I just let him go on. And he said, so we sat down to read it. He said, I opened up the card. He said, we laughed. We cried. And now I'm calling you. Now, of course, he made my day. And I didn't remember what I wrote in it. But what has always stuck in my mind was that when he said, I hope it's not bad news. So if I can tell anybody anything, just remember that if that's the only reason, or the other thing is, and thank goodness he didn't say you wanted something, because that would have driven me even more worse. But anyway, but if the only reason you're touching people is because it's bad news or you want something in return,
You've lost
very
it.
sad.
Yeah.
Very, very sad.
Of course. Yeah, and for you to be called a relationship marketing specialist is the best title in the world for someone like you. You absolutely reek joy and gratitude, and it's fabulous.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
thank my mother for that.
Yeah.
My mother taught me well.
Thank you, Grace. I mean, this has been awesome. How are we doing on
Thank you.
time there, Queenie? She is the timekeeper.
I was going to say we probably do.
Kind of.
I know everybody's got a million places to be, but we are super excited to have you on Guest Live today, Grace.
It's been an honor.
It has been an honor on my part. So thank you. And continue to grow, ladies.
Yes.
You're doing such a great job.
Thank you. And thank you for your help in that. I mean, you're part of it. So we're all in it together.
We're all in it together. You're right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And
Take
you
care.
as well.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for being on the call today. And for all of us who are
Thank
on
you.
watch parties to celebrate the one and only Grace Strachan, we love that for you too. And thank you for your support, as always, of Doc and Queenie community. Bye, Doc.
Bye, Queenie.
Bye,
Bye,
Grace.
Grace.
Bye, girls.
Later.